So this machine, this will be cleaned up. The wood stuff is going to be rebuilt. The motor will be mounted properly.
Right.
And on the inside, there will be an object, not this object.
Right.
It starts on the left side of the case.
Okay.
That's the beginning of the show. And that's geared, so it'll take 2 weeks to pull it from one side to the other.
Okay.
And it hits a micro switch and turns off the motor. That's the whole piece.
Right.
2 weeks. So it's kind of, I mean, basically I think of it as a lifespan, right?
Okay.
You have a beginning and an end, and when you walk up to it,
right,
you have one moment.
Right.
And you know it's moving, because you can hear the motor.
Yeah.
You get to see this turn.
Right.
You never see it move.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd see it twitch.
Is it literally constantly moving?
It's
or?
right now.
Right, it's moving right now. And why 2 weeks and why this length?
2 weeks because that's the show it's soap.
Okay, good.
This length because it would be whatever the length of the show was.
Right, right. I see.
And the length is in inches the life expectancy of people in America.
Oh, really?
77.6.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, obviously when the show opens, it will be there. And by the end of the opening, it won't really have moved that much.
Yeah.
And then when you come back, it will move.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's good. I like it.
Obviously, it moves so slowly that any viewer will never see the object move, which is, I mean, you never see, it's impossible to see your life moving just in that way, I suppose. And it was only meant to sort of, to make you sort of give pause and think about your relationship to time in conjunction with this object's relationship to time. I think one of the biggest things was to avoid any sort of easy narrative structure that people could build around it. I didn't want you to be like, oh, this is the passage of a certain thing, I thought about pieces of fruit, which were kind of like rot as I pulled them, but I thought that was too one-dimensional. So it needed to be something that was like sort of organic, non-referential, completely non-referential, but not look machined, and also not just be a found object, because I thought that was also kind of like cheating. So I settled on this like simple, organic ovoid that I carved by hand and left sort of the divots and the marks in. So it looks like worked, but it doesn't really explicitly resemble anything. And its proportions were simply determined sort of by the case so that it echoed that formally. The motor runs at 2 RPM and is geared down to something like, I forget what it is, every couple hours, I guess. And the object moves about 5 inches a day. And when it's all said and done, it'll finish pretty close to the end of the show.